My friend, Jesus is calling you for a specific purpose. What's that purpose? Let's talk about that here at Pathways of Hope. My name is Alvin Fabella, and today let's reflect on the Gospel of Mark, chapter 3, verses 13 to 19. In today's Gospel, Jesus calls on the 12 apostles, Simon, whom he named Peter, James, son of Zebedee, and John, the brother of James, whom he named Boanerges, that is, sons of thunder, Andrew, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James, the son of Alphaeus, Thaddeus, Simon the Cananean, and Judas Iscariot, who betrayed him. There are 5 points that I want to share with you in today's reflection. Jesus calls us, Jesus appoints us, He equips us, Jesus sends us, and Jesus empowers us. Let's go with the first one. Jesus calls us. Today's gospel starts with this verse. He went up to the mountain and summoned those whom he wanted, and they came to him. Jesus went up to the mountain, and he makes a deliberate move to go up to call the people that he wants to be part of his group, to be part of his apostles. And it's the same with you. It applies with you as well. He makes the first move. The gospel says he summoned those whom he wanted. He calls you deliberately. The question for all of us is, are we ready to respond? Let's go to the second point. Jesus appoints us. He appointed 12, whom he also named apostles. Each of us have different gifts given to us by God. Some of us were gifted to preach. Some of us were gifted to teach, to pray or to serve as healing ministers, to be organizers, to be leaders. We all have different roles in our church, and Jesus appoints us the different roles so that we can work together in loving God and serving one another. Jesus calls us and Jesus appoints us. The third point is Jesus equips us. Verse 14 also says that he appointed 12, whom he also named apostles, that they might be with him. God will be with you to mentor you, to train you. He does not simply call you and appoint you and leave you by yourself. He will always be with you so that you can follow him, that he can teach you, and you can be transformed to be like Jesus. Jesus equips you. Let's go to the fourth one. Jesus sends you. He might send them forth to preach. The main reason why Jesus calls you, appoints you, and equips you is not simply that you will be a better person or what we call now a better version of yourself. He calls you so that he can send you forth to preach. And that is our ultimate purpose as Christians. We are all missionaries. We are all called to go out there and share the good news to as many people as possible. You were created to be a missionary, to preach the good news to the world. Let's go to the last point. Jesus empowers you. Now you might be asking, isn't that difficult to go out there to share the good news, to preach to as many people as possible, to share about the life of Jesus Christ? Yes, it's difficult, very difficult. And this is why it leads us to our final point, that Jesus empowers us. Because our mission is not about how good we are, but how good and powerful our God is. And to have authority to drive out demons. So always remember, Jesus calls you, Jesus appoints you, He equips you, He sends you, and He empowers you. My friend, our problem is we understand discipleship in a different way. We think that discipleship is simply being a better version of ourselves. But following Jesus is all about being an accurate reflection of who Jesus is. Our goal and aim is to be like Him. That is why Jesus calls us. That is why He created us. And our response to His call is to follow Him in spreading the good news to as many people as possible. If you were blessed by today's reflection, why don't you like it? Share it to your friends, tag their names in the comment section below, and help us to be a pathway of hope to others. God bless your week.